Our guest for today is not just a graduate of Bachelor of Music major in voice at UP College of Music. She is also, we are ready to reveal the actual brains behind the operation of Sounds Kradle. Earlier, we had Reginald Tan, the CEO of Sounds Kradle, but now we know who's calling the shots. We now know who's the true mastermind of Sounds Kradle. She will never admit it because she's so humble. But we are ready to reveal that the mastermind behind the magic of Sounds Kradle is KKK for KK, Carlene Kimberly Kwok Tan for Kradle Kast. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Araneta!
Okay.
Okay, this episode is brought to you by Sounds Kradle, official distributor of Kaiserberg and Rittmuller grand and upright pianos, as well as a music school offering lessons in voice, violin, piano, guitar, drums, as well as ukulele and bass. Enroll your child now or your adult. We don't discriminate, diba, Direct Mark?
Open to anyone who's willing to learn. Okay, I hope you were able to catch our first few episodes. We launched this month, the month of April. And if you haven't, if this is your first time to be watching us, thank you. But you might want to check out our past episodes. You can find us on the Facebook page, Sounds Kradle.
Yes, find us on the Facebook as well as on Spotify. I heard na we're on my favorite audio-only medium, Spotify as well.
Ooh, we're on Spotify now.
So check it out. Earlier, we interviewed Reginald Tan, who is the, shall we say, CEO of Sounds Kradle. But today, we have unveiled the actual brains behind the operation. Na she will never admit it because she's that humble. But she's the actual mastermind behind all the operations of Sounds Kradle.
Such an honor to have you here, Kim. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here on Kradle Kast with Stuart and Mark.
Before we delve into the origin story, shall we say, of Kimberly, I just want to say, Direct Mark, sobrang inggit ako kay Kim.
Oh, why is that?
Nakanood siya ng The Course.
The Course.
Do you remember The Course?
COORS. The band.
CORRS. Kasi The Course, that's the beer. Pero the Course,
sorry.
pero The Course, that's the musical group nung medyo, shall we say, younger years natin.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask Kim, first of all, how that experience was.
Okay.
Well, it was an amazing experience in the sense na kasi it's different when you just when you just listen to it on the CDs or the radio. But having that experience of being there and singing with all the other fans around you is really a totally different thing.
Did you go by yourself? Did you go with friends?
I just went there by myself because the tickets are so expensive.
And mahirap kumuha rin ng tickets, no?
Well, I think I was able to get first dibs on the tickets since I really followed them and I really made sure that I got tickets on the very first day it was sold.
I assume you're both big fans of The Course?
Yes. My regret is both times that The Course came here, I had events on all of their concert dates, so I was not able to go. Pero I am happy to report that manonood ako ng M2M, which by the time this episode comes out has probably happened already. So looking forward to that.
So when did this happen, the Course thing?
They came here twice eh. The last time was around February of this year, pero they came last year around October.
Yes. No, I think it was the previous year's October.
Oh, previous year's October. Okay. Yeah.
I'm so out of the loop. Okay.
Pero yun nga eh. We've come out of the pandemic, diba? And all our favorite musical acts are coming back na talaga. And feel ko alam nila na tayo na yung may disposable income. And nostalgia is a very powerful driver talaga for ticket sales.
That was Kimberly as a fan, but now you might as well get to know her as a musician.
what is the origin story of Kimberly Kwoktan? Like, how do you start discovering your voice?
Well, maybe I could still remember when I was about 3. I loved singing Regine Velasquez's "Narito Ako."
Okay.
So we had a couple of people at home, and they would enjoy watching me sing, even if, of course, I think at that time I wouldn't really sing words properly. Or I remember singing the song "Mga Kababayan Ko" by Francis M. Yes, and I would say "Ako ay Pipino," yeah, instead of Filipino. But well, maybe it started there. And then my mom enrolled me to lessons. And then I think when I was about 6 years old, I won my first competition. But it was just a kiddie singing competition.
What did you sing? Do you remember?
It was a Chinese song. I think the title is "Mu Chin Ni Chen Wei Ta."
Can you sing a line
Mother,
there?
you are the greatest. I don't really remember much about it anymore, but that's the title. So that was my first contest, and it just went on from there.
Did your mother pick that song for you?
I don't think so. I think it was the teacher at school who
Okay.
picked that song for me.
I'm sure your mother appreciated that though.
Most likely.
And so, was that where you found your love for singing? Like, when did you discover na this is really the life for you?
That one, I don't think I really had that from way back. But it wasn't until there was a competition I joined in 2002. It's called the National Music Competitions for Young Artists. And I wasn't really expecting anything from it, but I happened to get first place then. But I was still in high school back then. So I was thinking, maybe this is the thing I'm probably good at. I mean, better than math or maybe writing or Filipino. So I guess I should pursue this path of being a musician. And I remember before when I would go to the doctor and he would actually comment. It was a pediatrician at that time when I was in high school. Parang he said that, you know what, whenever I mention the word music, it's like you light up all of a sudden. So I guess those were the signs back then on why I pursued music as a college course.
How did mom and dad take that news? Kasi si Reg, iba yung story niya, nag-biology muna siya. And was there any pushback? Kasi naman, mga families, they want a secure future for their kids, and maybe they don't feel na the arts is a viable place for that. Masakit man pakinggan. Pero how did your family react to your preference to take up Bachelor of Music major in voice?
Well, I wouldn't say that they reacted negatively, but actually on my end, I applied to different universities. So there were others that they didn't offer music as a course, so I took something else from there. So what I did, just to make sure that I entered the college I wanted to enter, I really made sure that all my academic documents were with me so that I will be the one to submit it to the college I want to enter.
Now, but let me get straight. So you did not start with a course in music?
Oh, I did. But parang yun nga, parang when I was applying, tapos kasi I passed in different colleges, parang I just wanted to make sure that the papers are with me so that the possibility of other people submitting my papers elsewhere will be eliminated. Because there was always that chance that maybe my parents would want me to study business, so I'll just be surprised. I'm not going to UP anymore. I'm going to study somewhere else because they want me to study something else. So I just took matters into my own hands.
Inunahan mo na, very proactive.
Okay, so you got into UP College of Music as a voice major, right? Right after high school?
Right after high school.
Okay. When you got into it, what were you dreaming of as a career path? Performing artist, teaching?
That's a very interesting question because way back in high school, I was part of a rock band. Well, it wasn't anything formal. We just had like a band fest in school, so we just formed something so that we ended up performing Evanescence songs. So I really wanted to be a rock star. The kind of rock star that actually dives into the audience, that kind of thing. But back then in music, parang the courses available were mostly focused on classical music, like opera singing and all that. So, well, I thought that, well, I guess I have classical training anyway, so I might as well venture into that than go into something else.
Where did you get that classical training?
I've been having voice lessons since I was 7 years old. So my mom would, well, I think uh, most of the people in her generation would think that classical is probably the more superior type of training. So she would sign me up for lessons with classical singers. That's why that became my background in.
Are there specific teachers whom you would like to mention as having a strong influence in you?
Uh, well, I had quite a lot of teachers back then, but when I was in high school, I would say that my teachers back then were the national artist, Maestra Fides Cuyugan Asensio. She was my teacher for a time, as well as Miss Rachel Gerodias, who is still very active today as an opera singer.
I wonder what they would think if they found out na nagko-cover ka ng Evanescence sa banda.
I'm not so sure.
Pag nagkaraoke tayo, will you do me the honor of singing Bring Me to Life with me?
Sure. Basta walang video sa private lang.
Okay lang, okay lang. We will not bring the podcast team to karaoke with us.
Is it easy to shift from a classical or what's a proper term, operatic voice placement, going into pop or even rock? Is it easy to shift?
I think the techniques are theoretically the same, but there is some difference with how the sounds are produced. Maybe the vowels should be a little smaller in pop than classical. But I remember back then when I was still training as a classical singer in college, you know, si Reginald would always comment na, ay, ba't parang tunog classical yung pagkanta mo? Parang malalim or masyadong buo, ganyan. But as the singer, minsan hindi ko siya napapansin. I don't notice it as much. But, well, I think if you sing more of the genre, you would also get the hang of it more.
Hala, na-mention na si Reginald. I think it's time to, Direct Mark, reveal a little
yeah.
bit of connection that you have with our guest.
Oh yeah.